Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Let's Play Morrowind with Fathis and Julan. Well, we're in Ranyan Rune again. We're just going to head over to the inn and get a night's sleep after arriving here pretty late. And then we're going to investigate this business about somebody spitting at the priest at the temple, of all things. Jesus Christ, man! By all the saints in the tribunal, get out of my face, or I shall disintegrate you on the spot. Alright, okay, so I need to actually rent the room first, don't I? That's how this whole inn thing works. Welcome to the Dancing Jug. Do we want to buy... You have an interesting selection of wines, but not interested in that right now. Bed. That's what I want. Door on the right. Alright. Awkward. Alright. We'll rest for 12 hours. And then we shall re-emerge, refreshed and rested, and we shall tackle this issue they seem to be having here, which is as follows. I asked previously, in case you forgot, we dealt finally with Ninari Dulvain and her secret, which we elected to keep, because as it turns out, she had once grown up in a vampire clan being used as cattle by the vampires, until she finally escaped one day, and has asked us very nicely to not tell anyone. And we have no real, particularly compelling reason to spill the beans, so we're not yet. For now. Master Mithras. Yes, apparently a townsperson has gravely offended the local temple priest, Ratagos. Should go to Ranyan Rune, have the perpetrator apologize, and pay a small fine to Ratagos. Right, so we'd better go speak to Ratagos himself, then. Which would be... not you. You. Okay, it looks weird when your eyes are closed. There we go. I was wondering when one of Mithras' pawns would show up. I suppose you're here to apologize for this offense to the temple. I do not trust you to handle the situation, Father Sylvan. He smiles wryly. You are, after all, Telvanni. Well, I'm going to smack you with a charm spell anyway. But my disposition with him is already pretty high, actually. So I don't know if this will really do anything.
Under sun and sky, Outlander.
Oh, it did. Just had a really high disposition requirement. Very well, Sergio. You appear to have good intentions, so I will tell you who it was who caused this offense to me. As I walked through the street yesterday, Dilnar Lenim blocked my path. Before I could ask him to move, he spat at me and demanded that I leave Ranyan Rune in less polite terms. Frankly, this was of little surprise to me, as the old saying goes, better to preach to the deaf than to the Telvanni. Dilnar Lenim, eh? Dilnar. I'm going to wander around until I find a Dilnar. Ah, there we go. That was fortuitous. Dilnar Lenim's house. The uprising in Almalexia, right? Huh. You. Ha! So I'm supposed to apologize for my offense to the temple? Pah! That self-righteous fetcher should just get out of town. We don't need his type here. Master Mithras is all we need to protect us and keep the law. Then why dishonor him by breaking the law and disrespecting the priest he appointed? I suppose you're right. Dilnar grudgingly scribbles out a quick note. Here, take him this. And these drakes. It's only on my master's behalf I do this, you understand. Letter of apology and 100 gold. Should we have a little read of it once we're outside? The contents may prove amusing, you never know. 3 sonnets. Surprisingly valuable sonnets, those, apparently. It seems like. Encrypted message. We still have this in our inventory. Interesting. Anyway, Radagos, I apologize for my actions earlier, and hope you can accept these drakes in compensation. Please do not bear Master Mithras any ill will because of my wrongdoing. I hope you remain here in Ranyan Rune as our priest. Oh, he was relatively sincere about it then. There's a surprise. Oh, if you can hear any popping in the background, folks, it's still early November. I'm recording this, actually, which means, those of you who don't know, here in the UK we have November the 5th, Guy Fawkes night, bonfire night, and what have you, which we, long story short, it's kind of like our version of the 4th of July, lots of fireworks and bonfires and things like that, and yeah. As I'm sure is a similar case in America for the 4th of July, people don't restrict their fireworks to only the 4th of July. And likewise here, the fireworks are certainly not restricted to only the 5th of November. In fact, they'll probably be pretty sporadic now all the way through to New Year. But anyway. So, will you apologize for this offense to the temple? Have you spoken with Dilnar? Yes, and he gave me this letter of apology and 100 gold for you. Thank you, Sergio. It's good to see Master Mithras hold some respect for me, even if his citizens do not. I shall maintain my work here regardless of this offense. Now, I am curious. I'm going to say goodbye. Talk to him again. Yeah, he still doesn't have duties. In previous versions of this mod, he did. So, And to answer your questions, folks, about whether or not I'm using the most up-to-date version of Tamriel Rebuilt, the answer is no. I'm using whatever version was previous to the old Ebonheart thing being released, because for a couple of reasons. One, I have no intention of going to old Ebonheart anytime soon, and two, after having watched Variax destroy his own Morrowind installation fairly recently, along with all his save games, I am loath to touch this install right now unless it's absolutely necessary. So, yeah, old Ebonheart is a price I am willing to pay for potentially not ruining my game. So I'm going to leave it alone unless there's like a really gigantic, put a shirt on, really gigantic update for it or something in the future that adds a huge, like really huge new area. And I know old Ebonheart is pretty cool, but I'm talking a really huge section of the landmass as playable. I probably won't bother with it. I don't know why I'm coming in here, by the way. I don't think I need to speak to Master Mithras. We actually need to go back to what's her face? Begins with an N. It's not Ninari. It's never really, isn't it? Yes. Easy mistake to make. All right. Boosh. Welcome back to rainy Port Talvanis.
Yes, sir. What do you want?
Am I going to have to wait another 3 days before I can work again? I really hope not. Of course, there's a chance to get Julan trained up a bit more, but hey. No, you're Nethan, not Nevrili. You're Nevrili. So, you made the perpetrator apologize to Radagos. Excellent work, Retainer. Here, take this ring as a reward. Ring of Ostrus's neck has been added to your inventory. I will investigate that in a second, but first, I have no chores for you. Talk with the other mouths or with my master if you want further duties. Right. That's what I wanted to hear. So now, we're going to go work for Mithras directly, I hope. I have a reputation of 19. Look at that. So, where's this new ring I got? Ostrus's neck. Fortify conjuration, 10 to 20 points for 10 seconds itself. Boring. Alright, well. Did you hear that? Where are you? There you are. Alright, tell you what, let's do this one more on the ground. Or as close to it as possible.
Could it get any worse?
Training. I wish you'd contemplate the mysteries of weather. Yes. Now then. Okay. Back to Ranyan Rune we go. And we're in Ranyan Rune. It took about a day to get back here, and I decided to rest in the inn when we did arrive at nightfall once again, and I decided to cut it all out of the recording because it was dreadfully dull. The only thing you missed was I sold a couple of exquisite rings I had to the merchant in the Siltstrata port. Like 250 gold. Riveting stuff, I know. Put a shirt on. So now we seek out Master Mithras himself to see if he's got anything for us to do. Hopefully something with better rewards than a ring that fortifies conjuration for 10 seconds. I feel like that was just some random trinket she came by and decided to pawn it off on me as a reward. It's what I'd do, to be fair, so...
May I help you?
Yes, minion, take this random magical item. You may keep it as a reward. I mean, look, he's just covered in random magical crap that I find, so... right. You may get out of my way. Thank you. Ugh. Alright, remind me to just come in via the roof next time. Look, Fathersolven, I'm running Ranyan Rune and the mine. If I run out of time, the mine will run out of business, and Ranyan Rune will run out of life. As you can surely understand, we're running on a tight schedule, so unless you aren't here to waste my time aimlessly, I suggest that you leave. I'm actually looking for... Chores? The mine. An ebony mine, to be precise. It's the source of income for many of Ranyan Rune's citizens, as well as the main pillar of the local economy. Given the amount of responsibilities as governor of the area, I couldn't devote all my time to the mine, so I chose a couple of mer to assist me. Lately, however, things haven't been going well. They've proven themselves worthy so far. Mithras and Faeryn is the appointed coordinator of the mine and can usually be found there. Sethandas lives in the town and holds full responsibility of the financial part. He wasn't the best choice to begin with, but he needs to embrace the fact that nobility isn't about sitting around and lashing the slaves into working for you. Well, you know, I think some of your peers would disagree with you there, but hey. Right. Hard times? I don't trust you enough to talk about that. Well, what if you did? That's my question to you.
Wealth beyond measure.
Yes, alright. I see you know what you're talking about. The income from the ebony mine has indeed been tailing off. You've also proven your worth to my citizens, and for that reason, I would be willing to let you act on my behalf to help solve the problems facing Ranyan Rune. The question is, are you willing to work with me? Solve your own problems, no. I will work with you, Master Mithras. Good choice, Fathers. For your first task, I would like you to go and find the mine's accountant, Sethandas, in his house here in Ranyan Rune, and do whatever it is he deems necessary. I will call for you when I can think of something more constructive for you. Very well. Alright. I forgot to use better Slowfall. That was foolish of me. Well then. That's better. Hence the name. Alright, so. We are speaking to Sethandas, who should be in his home here somewhere, I think. Well, I promise you I didn't actually know where his home was. I just got very lucky there. I think the divine hand of Providence just guided me straight to his house. All right, hello.
Wealth beyond measure, Outlander.
So, you are Mithras' latest pawn. I don't like the term pawn, but I shall not interrupt him. And how much do you know about accountants? Let me guess, nothing, as I expected another useless assistant. Very well, I suppose I could come up with some small chores for you to complete. Very well, I assume our esteemed Lord Mithras has informed you of the situation. Reduced income from the mines, unhappy workers, no slaves. Quite the mess, no? Well, perhaps the miners would be happier if their wages were to come a few days early this week. Take this money to Mithras and Faeryn at the mine offices, and he will give it to the workers. Hurry along. 1,000 gold. I could just run off with that and say goodbye to this town forever, but no. Greater rewards will be yielded through loyalty to Master Mithras, I have a feeling. Though it is tempting. Although, of course, problem is, well, that was not the correct way down, but we got here anyway. 1,000 gold doesn't buy you an awful lot, actually, really. You have the miner's wages. So, Azaria's decided to send the wages down early this week. Fine by me. I'll see that this gets handed out fairly. Hey, so you're working for Mithras now, right? Well, can I ask a favour? The miners have been acting strangely lately and have refused to even talk with me. Could you have a chat with some of them, see what their problems are? All right. This way, I assume. Are you a miner, or are you a Telvanni guard that's lost his armor again? Yeah, you are.
Go ahead, Outlander. What do you need?
Oh, nothing here but raw ebony. Quite valuable. A little bit too heavy to efficiently steal. Unfortunately. Plus, it would be a bit dim-witted to try and steal ebony from the mine that I'm kind of working with right now. It's hard times down the mines, my friend. Excuse us miners if we don't appear at our best. It's a matter of trust. Oh, I see. Which of these is better? One of them's much cheaper, but this is definitely better.
May speak.
Damn it. I failed to cast the spell. I guess I'll just have to try and persuade him the old-fashioned way while I, Robe of Alteration, where you are? Where are you? Come on. Where are you, little git? There you are. There we go. Yeah, that's right. We've been working non-stop for months now. And yet, apparently, the profit of the mine's been going down. How does that make any sense, I tell you? It's Mithras and Faeryn and Azaria Thelis. They got a big plot going on together to steal ebony from the mine. I bet Mithras is working us overtime in order to get more ebony than we need, so he and Azaria can skim some off the top. And then that accountant fiddles the figures to make it seem like nothing's going on. Well then. Well then. That is most interesting. I'm going to go talk to some of the others. Ugh. Seems someone was dim-witted enough to try and steal from the mine they're working for. Interesting.
Mathera.
You don't seem like a miner, nor like a guard, and you're certainly not a slave. Then what in Mithras' name are you doing down here? I was going to ask you about that, but it seems to have disappeared now. I think I know all I need to know in that case. A miner told me that they believed Mithras and Faeryn and Azaria Thelis have a big plot going on together to steal ebony from the mine. They think that Mithras is working them overtime in order to produce more ebony than is necessary, so that he and Azaria can skim some off the top. Azaria, they say, is then fiddling the figures to make it seem like nothing is amiss. So that's the question, isn't it? Who do I bring this information to? Do I go talk to Mirison, or do I go talk to Mithras directly and tell him what the miners think is going on? My instinct is to go straight to Master Mithras with this. And that's what I'm going to attempt to do, but we'll see. It's a lovely day. Not sure I'd appreciate being stuck down in a coal mine the entire time either. Look at the size of these bloody trees. Not sure what it looks like if you're just using vanilla graphics and what have you. So, it's of course I'm using the old MGSO patch thing, which changes a lot of the vegetation and what have you. So, Boots of the Apostle. Let's go. Dude. Matter of right. I see we're going to have to go for a more permanent solution than me just charming you every time I walk in here. With your intervention, perhaps these problems may come to an end. Yes. Alright, well... Okay, clearly I'm not meant to talk to you about this. Clearly. Just gonna go ahead and get better slow fall at the ready. Yikes, my magic section is huge! Hey! Huh. I didn't actually take any damage, so I guess it did work. Alright. Just slide on down here. Avoid the tree branches along the way. So, about the miners' wages, yeah. I think Thelis and I are working together to skim the profits off the mine. That's ridiculous. Still, I can see why they won't talk to me. Maybe we could do something about this. Well... Indeed. There's refusing to hold your hand, and then there's this. Maybe I'll go talk to the guy upstairs here. Or try and talk to Mithras again, but we already tried that once. I suspect, personally, the miners might be right, you see. You delivered the money, good, and did a little investigatory work of your own. How charmingly independent. Pay no heed to those ingrates, agent. They are far too simple to recognize a cunning scheme, even if it hit them. I have another chore for you now, Fathers. Go to Cobindelis. Cobindelis, really? Cobindelis Multipass? The merchant here in town, and arrange an order of pickaxes from him. The ones at the mine are now far beyond their best. Okay. Something fishy's going on. I'm almost sure of it. So, Cobindelis. Ah, there you are. I hear you're working for Mithras now, so I suppose this will be about getting another shipment of pickaxes, am I right? Very well, I should be able to get another load in for my supplier in 2 days' time. Come speak to me then. Really? I gotta wait for another 2 days. Alright, Julan, you know what that means. Mysticism training! Yes! Indeed. More mysticism training for you. Maybe some other training too, maybe Snake. You there, madam. I shall require a bed for a few days. 2 days, I believe he said, actually. Okay. Come on. Whatever.
In faith, I'm listening.
Training. Magic. Mysticism. Marvelous. Alright. Training. You teach me something. Interesting. Well, that's an option. Magic skills. Mysticism. Yeah. Journalism has been updated. I bet I know what that's about. Alright, and one more session. Magic. Mysticism. Excellent. Now, it's been 2 days. I should go and see Cobin Dellis about that shipment of pickaxes. I thought for a horrible minute, perhaps, that I was supposed to go and immediately talk to the guy again, instead of waiting for 2 days, but I'm glad I got that right. About that, I'd been expecting the shipment to arrive today, but my supplier has not shown up. Perhaps he's been delayed along the road. Where was he coming from? He normally comes from Lothanis. Perhaps you should go along the road to Lothanis and see if you can find him. I hope nothing too bad has happened. Oh, bother. Very well. Where's the road to Lothanis? Right, we're here. Lothanis is that way. Put a shirt on. So that down this direction. I see how it is. What is this? Foreshadowing? Is that what we're calling this? Alright, we'll check the signposters to be sure. Excuse the yawning. Lothanis. This way. I was correct. Right then. Keep an eye out, Julan, for a merchant or a cart or evidence of a fight that didn't involve us. Because we've already been this way before. You might necessarily not actually be on the road itself. It's a big green butterfly thing. Look at that. Will it try to attack us? That's a bloody big butterfly. Still, look at that. I've seen one of them in the game before. Alright, So, I wonder if he got caught in that spooky pass. That wouldn't surprise me. On that note, actually, on the note of spooky things, hello, Mr. Beetle. Hope you all had a very nice Halloween. I wanted to originally do a Twitch Halloween stream where I played some spooky games, but unfortunately, as I said, it came in that week of hellish scheduled madness and work and stuff that I had, so I just didn't get the chance to do it. Sadly. Lothanis, this way. So anyway, yeah, that's a shame we didn't get to do that. I'm not a big horror games guy, I've got to admit. Occasionally I don't mind dipping into them, but I don't find them particularly pleasant to play often, because that's sort of the point. They're not meant to be pleasant. I don't necessarily want to play games that aren't pleasant. Ah, this is what we're looking for, I think. Okay. Oh, nice work. Couple of bandits, it seems. Journal has been updated. On the road to Lothanis, I found the shipment of pickaxes which had been attacked by bandits. I should probably bring all the pickaxes to Corbin Dallas. Oh, great. They're going to weigh a ton, aren't they? Oh, boy. Yes, they are. Oh, God. All right. Do I have my Amulet of Mighty Blows? I do. I've collected all the pickaxes. I'm glad they put a little notification in there to tell you. Right. So we've got the Amulet of Mighty Blows. Do I have anything that does feather as well while I'm at it? Probably, but it'll only take me about 1,000,000 years to find it. Oh, let's just scroll the Vicarian Flight is there. Tempting right now, actually. But, oh well. Let's just march our way back. Very slowly. Hoping the amulet has enough charge in it along the way. In the middle of the thunderstorm. Damn it! Didn't work that time. There we go. The things I do in the pursuit of power.